Hey guys, Mubarak here of Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I want to bring to you guys finally a very good international stock brokerage platform that you guys can use to finally be able to get involved with the stock market. And the best thing about it is that it's mainly used for international clients, right? So yes, you can use it if you're in the US, but really a lot of my students are always constantly asking me, like, if they're not in the US, what brokerage or what platform they can use because they might not be able to use a traditional one. So I've come across one that I want to talk about called L&S Knight that really has the kind of international or mobile stock brokerage ability that we're looking for. So it gives a little bit of a background, and the website, I believe, is still being updated essentially, but this is kind of what it looks like ultimately, and the downloads are really good for App Store or Android, but really it's a mobile trading platform, right? So that essentially means that you're going to be able to use it to be able to get registered online and then trade stocks regardless of a minimum. So you don't need to have a baseline. You don't need to have, a few thousand or whichever. Them sometimes I know a lot of students have mentioned that kind of prevents them from being able to get involved. But this is a great way to kind of get involved even if you're overseas. And it comes with a whole bunch of interesting features. The real, I think, benefit here is that they have this mobile app trading platform, so you can do it regardless of where you're at. It has all of the abilities to trade stocks, and I think it's hard to find something that works internationally. So anyone, UK, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, they have the right basis set up, and kind of gives you some background information on the company. They're pretty new, but have been in touch with their team and kind of understand them. And again, this is not investment advice, it's purely educational, but the team is very solid. So the online brokerage has all of the components it needs. And they really have poured all of their resources into the actual platform that looks really nice. They mentioned that they were initially serving the Chinese community, and that's still probably on an international scale why they're so beneficial, because it kind of helps the Chinese investors around the world. But again, you don't need to be, super advanced. You can be a beginner. It really just lets you get involved in investing into the US and Hong Kong stocks. So even if you're in the US and you want to trade on an international market, outside of, say, NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange or anything like that, you can really get your head around it. And so, they're aiming to be the platform with the lowest trading costs for US and Hong Kong. And then, as I mentioned before, there is no minimum deposit requirement. So there's no hidden costs or maintenance fees, and it really makes it interesting. Now, one of the things that they talk about is that they have leverage. They have up to 50 times of capital leverage. So really, it's important to understand what leverage is and why it's so useful when it comes to trading. Now, again, if you're a beginner trader, you don't want to be able to use leverage, or you really should just focus on checking out in penny stock, checking out the different videos, and really mastering the basic skills of trading. But once you have 6 months, a year under your belt, and you kind of understand the mechanics of the platform and all that, then again, this is not investment advice, it's purely educational. But overall, leverage is essentially a trading mechanism that traders can use to increase their exposure by allowing yourself to kind of pay less, and the platform pays for you. So what that means is that you are able to, if you have $1 and you have, say, 50 times capital leverage, that means the company essentially is willing to put up the remaining almost 50 times your investment, right, to be able to trade and buy more shares. Now, it gets really good if it goes up, but then it gets a little bit more dangerous if the price goes against you. So there's definitely risks associated with leverage trading. It can amplify your potential losses, potentially to the point where, again, with leverage trading, yes, you can make money, but you can also lose money more than you even have available. So again, these are all the different kind of potential benefits and features that L&S Knight provides, and I'll have the link in the description below so you can check it out. But going to leverage trading, I just want to talk about, while we're looking at risk control, if you use margin to double your purchasing power, it essentially doubles all your gains and losses. So if a stock you buy loses more than 50% of its value, you'll actually lose more than 100% of the cash that you had available to invest. That's not the only risk involved. Another risk involved with leverage trading ends up being that your brokerage could initiate a margin call, which means that if your account value falls below a certain threshold compared to the money that you have out in the account versus what you have borrowed, the broker, because they're kind of nervous about your ability to pay the funds if things go against you, they can ask that you deposit additional funds because their broker is essentially worrying about your ability to repay the debt if the investment continues to lose value. So that's why you really just want to be aware before you lose leverage. But once you understand, this as a retirement platform, as a trading platform, it really has some good kind of setups to it. Now, again, the website's still being worked on, but in general, I do want to show that this is a pretty solid platform to be able to use and to be able to kind of get involved with. They have a little blog here, but really to register, to check it out. And again, do your own due diligence. This is not any, this is purely educational. It's not investment advice, but they do have the right licenses and securities. They're all set up. And so for international clients, you're able to kind of really get involved with the right type of focus that you want here. So as always, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can always reach out to me at admin, that's ADMIN, at inpennystock.com. And if you have any more questions about the platform, about how to register, you can check the instructions below. They have 0 transaction costs on trades, right? So it's really, really cool. There's no hidden fees, no trading fees. So they're able to, you don't have to worry about commission fees being taken off. And then they actually have an investment bonus going on where you can get free shares depending on your deposits. So it's a cool, trading platform that you can get a bonus stock involved in too. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. See you guys next time. Take care.